Imagine you come to the range and your Kestrel dies, or you forgot it, or you don't have your data. There's a quick way to get analog drop data, and we've been referring to it as weaponized math. It's gonna be rebranded into gravity ballistics. And I'm gonna run through an exercise to show you how we're gonna get data very quickly and accurately using this system. And I'm gonna record it and leave it here for some home range data that we can leave and have for ammo rifle combinations. Now, you're gonna need to have a good zero. So you check your zero, and here's what we're gonna do. With these types of rifles, 300 yards, give or take a few tenths, we're often around 1 mil. And so I'm gonna dial 1 mil and shoot 300 yards, make an adjustment, and then follow the calculations with my cell phone, right, with a calculator, and see how well it works to get on plates, 3 plates, after which we should be able to shoot any distance inside that effectively and accurately without a ballistic calculator. So let's get on and run through this drill. I'm gonna start at 300 yards. I'm gonna dial a mil. We'll go from there. I hit exactly at 1 mil. So based on what we did, we dialed 1, and it could have been 0.9 or 0.8. It could have been 1.1 or 1.2. I dialed 1 and hit where I was aiming. So I went with 1. Based on that data and my confidence in my positional shooting ability, I felt like I needed 1 shot, and we went through the multiplication factors here for the gravity ballistics. Multiply your 300 drop by 1.75, that number by 1.45, that number by 1.40. We got 3.5, and our second shot was at 600. So we're gonna take this data and we're gonna carry it out to 600 and see where we hit. I hit waterline, dead nuts waterline. All right, using this system, we shot 300. We multiplied our data out to 600. We could have shot inside of that, but sometimes you go to a range and you only have certain distance targets. So we said, okay, well, let's go from 3 to 6. Went from 3 to 6, and the data lined up on the waterline. Again, you have to have confidence in your positional shooting ability to trust that the elevation was right. I have confidence, shot 300 center, shot 600 center. That data worked for me. And to confirm that, we took that 600, multiplied it by 1.3, took that 700 prediction, multiplied it by 1.25, and took it to 800 yards. Let's go check it out and see how it carries. Let's take 3.5, multiply that by 1.3. That gives me 4.5. For 700, multiply that by 1.25, and that gives me 5.7. I'm gonna dial 5.7, and I'm gonna shoot 800 yards. Okay, that hit. My first shot wasn't enough wind. I saw dust, I saw an impact left. Knew I missed because not enough wind, held right, and I hit on the water line again at 800 yards. Shooter makes the error, right? Target, dope. Okay, we shot 300 yards, hit it with a 1. We carried that out, carried that out, carried that out, hit 6. Carried that out to 8, dialed 5.7, and we hit here. The data was analog. We followed a simple formula, and we were able to get data that can accurately and effectively engage anything from 800 in, and likely out a little further without testing, we would want to test out to or a little past the range that we were going to be shooting in if we wanted very precise data. But inside of this, these equations match. And we're going to later go on to show you some of the trends that we see in numbers to be able to very quickly and effectively take odd or unknown distance targets and dial that data fast without having to reference something else. But for now, this is a shot that I'm comfortable with. I think my data is ready to go and I can shoot anything I want out here inside of 800 yards. This data is perfect, literally perfect. Now I can use these calculations to adjust to anything inside of 800 yards. And I can be very confident, having hit waterline, 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 that my data is true. Didn't need any kind of velocity, didn't need any kind of BC, didn't need anything except for a calculator and a few targets of known distance. And I plugged in that data and it hit waterline. I'm free to shoot whatever I want. I shot an extra round because I'm a dum-dum. That's the beauty of shooting.